For exactly 99 springs, I have welcomed spring in my garden. I sit in my rocking chair, look out the window where my great-great-grandson is skateboarding, which seems to me like a magic little plank, and think, good Lord, how much I have seen. And the funniest part is, how much nonsense I've heard in all this long time. My name is Agnes Johnson, and if I had a penny for every young doctor or learned man who, waving a fresh newspaper or magazine, tried to set me straight, Mrs. Johnson, just look what science says. Harmful, you mustn't, I'd be richer than Rockefeller. Where are they all now? And here I am, sitting, rocking, and brewing my morning coffee. Real, strong, black as pitch. This is my first truth and my first pillar. Many people start their day with it, but not many understand what this ritual is. It's not just caffeine. It's a moment of silence. It's when you take a warm mug in your hands, inhale that bitter smoky aroma, and give the world the command. I am here. I am ready. Let's begin. I've been told it's bad for the heart. Darling, my heart only acts up at the sight of the first snowdrop or when my great-granddaughter visits without warning. And coffee, it simply helps me remember why this heart should keep beating. You must drink it without any of that chemical froth and tons of sugar. The way nature gave it. The secret is in simplicity. While the coffee cools to the right temperature, I start on breakfast. And here lies my second truth, for which I was long condemned. 2 whole eggs, yolk and white, fried in good butter until a lacy crust forms. For 50 years they scared us with those yolks. For 50 years they droned on about cholesterol and clogged arteries. And do you know what truly clogs arteries? Fear, worry, and food full of strange chemical names, which even an ant wouldn't eat. An egg, it is perfection. It's a whole universe in a shell. In that sunny orange yolk, fuel for the mind, so I can remember the name of every one of my relatives, and believe me, I have a whole regiment by now. And fuel for the eyes, so I can spot that first speck of green on the old apple tree at the end of the garden. My arteries? They're just fine. Thanks for your concern. After breakfast, if the day is good, I go to my little garden. Not for vegetable plots, for the soul. But my hands still find something to grab onto. And they almost always find a couple of ripe berries from the raspberry bush by the fence. This is my third anchor. Berries. In summer, straight from the bush. In winter, thawed from the freezer, tasting almost like summer. My mother called them God's beads. They are sweet, but not deceptively cloying like those candies children eat nowadays. Their sweetness has a tartness, a character. Scientists now write about antioxidants and polyphenols. And we just knew. Everything brightly colored by nature itself is healing. These raspberries, these currants, these blueberries, they are like little warriors in my body, who day after day, quietly and imperceptibly, fend off the attacks of time and fatigue. I eat them just like that, a handful. It's my daily little miracle. My lunch is always substantial. At my age, you can't rely on a single lettuce leaf. So, several times a week, a good, juicy piece of red meat lies on my plate. Beef or lamb. This is my fourth principle, which many would now consider heresy. Grass-fed meat, from an animal that didn't stand in a cramped stall but grazed on grass. In it, the strength of the earth. Real, primordial, iron that keeps my blood from becoming thin and pale, as my grandmother used to say. Vitamin B12, on which the very life of cells depends. When I eat a good steak or a stew with vegetables, I feel warmth and strength spreading through my body. I don't feel old and fragile. I feel sturdy, like that old oak tree by the gate. Nobody pumped it full of growth additives either. Just sun, rain, and good soil. And 2 or 3 times a week, meat gives way to fatty fish. Salmon, mackerel, sometimes simple herring. This is the 5th key. It was called brain food. And that's true, but I'll say it differently. It's food for the mood. There are days when a cold drizzle falls outside and the past seems closer than the future. A plate of baked salmon with lemon is the best cure for that quiet sadness. Those fats, omega-3s, are like oil for a rusty mechanism. They keep thoughts from creaking and seizing up. They lubricate the gears of the soul. And let them scare me with heavy metals. I've lived 99 years without fear, and I don't intend to start being afraid now. The risk of forgetting my children's faces is far more frightening. The sixth thing I care for every day is my gut. It sounds unpoetic, but it's the foundation. Like the foundation of a house. If it's rotten, the whole house will collapse, no matter how you decorate the facade. So, I always have something fermented or soured on my table. A glass of plain kefir at night. A spoonful of homemade sauerkraut at lunch. A pickled cucumber. This isn't food, it's maintenance. Maintenance of the inner garden. You need to sow good seeds there, beneficial bacteria. And then it will be hard for the weeds diseases to break through. They used to call it healthy digestion. Now it's trendy to say microbiome. The essence doesn't change. A happy belly is a long life. And the last, my little secret weakness, the seventh brick in my foundation. Raw cacao. Not sweet milk chocolate, but dark, almost bitter powder. I add a pinch to my morning coffee or oatmeal. It's like a secret ingredient. It gives not an explosion of energy, but an even, warm glow from within. They say it has magnesium for the nerves and substances for the heart. For me, it is a reminder that life, even a long one, must remain flavorful. It must have a light, noble bitterness and a deep, rich aroma. 1 spoon. And the day takes on warmer hues. That's my whole secret. No exotic superfoods, algae smoothies, or pills. Coffee, eggs, berries, red meat, fatty fish, fermented dairy, cacao. Foods my great-grandmother knew. Foods people ate while building this country. But if you think the secret lies only in them, you are deeply mistaken. Food is just fuel, the highest quality one can find. But the car won't move if it has no driver. And the driver is the spirit. You can pour the best fuel into the tank, but if inside sits a grumpy old person, resentful of the whole world, who trusts no one and believes in nothing, this car won't budge. It will simply rot on the spot, full of perfect fuel. Therefore, my main recipe is not on the plate. It's in the heart. You must forgive, quickly and easily. Dragging old grudges behind you is like carrying boulders in your pockets. You're pulled towards the ground. You must love, unconditionally. Children, grandchildren, neighbors, that funny bird at the feeder. Love is not a feeling, it's an action. It's making a call, it's baking a pie, it's listening. You must believe, not necessarily in strict dogmas. You can believe in people's kindness. In the justice of dawn after the darkest night. In the fact that your life has meaning, even if that meaning is simply to water those roses on the windowsill and rejoice at their new bud. You must laugh. At a joke, at your own forgetfulness, at the cat chasing its tail. Laughter gets the blood flowing better than any pill. And you must be grateful. Every evening, looking at the sunset, I say silently, thank you for this day. Thank you for the sun on my face, for the food on the table, for my daughter's call. Thank you that I am still here. So, that's my recipe for 99 years. Honest food from the earth and a calm, love-filled soul. And now, excuse me. My coffee is finished, the sun has risen higher, and my roses are looking at me with silent reproach. It's time I gave them a drink. And life, you know, goes on.